Welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
I'm Jaja.
And we're back bringing you another week of Wow. Sorry, guys. I lost my train of thought. And we're back bringing you another week of all our thoughts on anything going on in your culture. How are you guys doing this week?
Doing great.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Let's talk about some nerdy things. James is going to go last. I know he has a lot to talk about.
Gotcha.
Okay, I can go first. I haven't been too nerdy this week. I've been actually playing the Lego Star Wars.
Nice.
The what is it? The Skywalker Saga.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. I've been streaming it on Game Pass. So it's supposed to try and do the Xbox Series X version, and I can, even though the graphics aren't super clear because I'm streaming it, it definitely plays like pretty good. I'm pretty sure I could finish the game just streaming it, and I can tell that it's trying to give me the next gen graphics because I can see the details, but it's just not super sharp. But yeah, for a Lego game, we gotta like applaud the whole Lego series because they do a fantastic job with that. Like it's its own genre of game, and like the dialogue's funny, the animation's funny, the graphics are like good. You wouldn't expect like great graphics from a Lego game, but like you can see like the paint rubbing off at the joints. Like it's pretty detailed. Yeah, and they have like over like 300 characters that you could be. Like so every possible Star Wars character, machine, droid, whatever, you're supposed to be able to play as in this game. So I'm gonna check it out.
That's cool.
I was checking out Lego 2K Drive. I don't know if you guys seen that, but it's a new Lego racing game that came out. That looks pretty dope.
Interesting.
Lets you build your own Lego racer and customize it any way you want, So I haven't played it yet, but that's what inspired me to get back into the Lego series. Other than that, I'm still playing Street Fighter Duel, and I jumped back into Marvel Snap briefly because this season they're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the theme of the season, so I got back into it.
What is that game again? That's the phone game, right?
Yeah, the card game.
The card game.
Collectible,
right.
The collectible card game.
I would never play. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it for me.
I'll go next. My nerdy things are very short this week too. I've been continuing to play Zelda, making some good progress with that. I'm 2 Divine Beasts in right now, so one would say that's like
you're flying
halfway through, maybe depending on what else. And I also just got the Master Sword. So yeah, now I'm gonna be focusing on finishing it soon, and then so I can play the new one and not be left out. Everywhere I look, there's Tears of the Kingdom. Everywhere, everyone's talking about it. I was trying to go through IGN to find stuff for the podcast, and like every other article in there, it was like Tears of the Kingdom stuff, and I'm like, stop it. So like I'm trying to just stay away from all that stuff. But yeah, I'm having fun playing Breath of the Wild though. It's going really well. So it's going better the first time. It's going better than it did the first time. So the first time I played it. So that's good. Besides that, I think I'm pretty unnerdy this week, guys. I haven't been watching anything. Well, I've been rewatching Once Upon a Time. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show. It was like from back in like 2011. Probably not. By
the Disney show.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I heard of it. I caught clips. I've never like really watched the whole episode myself, but I was around people who was obsessed with that.
It's actually very good. It's a very good show. So I'm rewatching it because I was bored. And I wanted the comfort of something familiar. So I just started rewatching that. And I'm making progress with that. That's it though. I haven't been watching any anime or reading anything. I'm on an anime break, but after I'm done with this rewatch of Once Upon a Time, I'm gonna get back into some anime stuff. But that's it.
Yeah,
for
you
me.
should start with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure when you start back.
I've tried to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure more than once, James, and I could not. I just don't think that show's for me.
Understandable.
I don't think so. But maybe I'll try again. I'll give it one more shot, and I'll see.
You can always dive into One Piece.
No, absolutely not. I tried to do that too. I watched 4 episodes, and then I'm like, I'm not doing this. So But what would you rather have me watch? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or Tokyo Revengers?
You definitely got to watch Tokyo Revengers.
Mm.
The second
I
season
was
is
about to
actually
say. I was about to say, Shannon, you were supposed to been finish that.
I don't know about been finished. That sounds. I don't know about all
It's not
that,
that much.
but
It's only 2 seasons. It's not that much.
yeah.
that's true.
We haven't even got to the real good stuff of that show animated yet. You know.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, either one of those, I'll get to as soon as I'm done with my rewatch of Once Upon a Time. But James, let's hear about you. What have you been doing?
I was actually pretty busy this week, so not too many nerdy things. We had our district track meet, so 2-day affair. So that took up a lot of my time there. But I actually started using my anime list, or well, it's called AniList, and it's to like keep track of all the anime and manga you watch. So I started filling that in with what I can remember. So yeah, it's been taking quite a while because I'm like, dang, I gotta remember everything I've ever watched. So
What is that app?
it's an app, but they have a website too.
What
But
is
like,
it called?
Just
I'm on it right now.
AniList.com. Yeah.
Animelist.com.
It's
Got it.
AniList.
No.
AIN
AniList.
ANILIST.
Yeah, and then it sort of recommends things for you based on what you have watched and stuff like that.
I was
So
literally about to ask if it did that.
yeah,
Okay.
and then you can put your own ratings. So yeah, it's super dope. Let me pull my thing up now. But
Yeah, what's on your Annie list, James? Let's hear it.
Oh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures up there.
Of course. I want to sign up for this. This is cool. Where's my phone?
Yeah, this is dope. I kind of need this because I forget like all the animes that I've watched. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. So currently on mine, it says 119 total anime, 63.9 days watched, and an average score of 90. But I think the only things I rated were like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or something that I didn't like. I got a low score. And I only put 7 mangas up there so far that I've read, and it's like 154 chapters total read, and then 35 volumes read. So it's a cool thing to like keep track of, how much stuff you watch. So, but some random things I got. Oh wait, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I have a question just about this. So the website is called AnnieList.com, but then when I'm trying to look for the app, is the app My Annie List? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the logo is like a white A with a blue L behind it.
Oh no, I'm not even looking at the right thing.
Yeah, so there's two different. There's one called My Anime List and there's one called Annie List. So there's two totally separate things, but you can transfer your data between the two.
Really?
Yeah, I'll send it to you guys.
Because I can't even find the one that you're talking about on. You're on the Apple Store, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird.
Well, I was doing it on my computer though.
Oh, so you don't have it on your phone?
Nah. Yeah, I just do it on my computer.
I don't think they have a mobile app then.
Let's see.
I see one that says My Anime List official has 1 million downloads in the Google Play Store.
I see that one too, but then I feel like the website though is just called Annie List. It's not called My Annie List. That's why I feel like
so there's it's two separate ones. So there's one called My Anime List and then one called Annie List. So I before I started using Annie List, I did a comparison of like, what's the better one to use? But they said that the UI on Annie List looks better, so that's why I went with Annie List. But My Anime List does the same thing.
They have an app that works with Annie List on here. So maybe I'll try to download that and see.
Yeah.
What happened?
But yeah,
okay,
that's
cool.
It's a good tool.
That's what I was doing. So filling that in my spare time. Like, oh yeah, I did watch that. So like Fooly Cooly, Tenjo Tingi, Tokyo Ghoul, Magi, Labyrinth of the Magic. Those are just some random things that I watched because I didn't have a lot of time.
I have a random question. Since you said that you watched Tokyo Ghoul, I've also watched Tokyo Ghoul. Did you watch the entire Tokyo Ghoul or did you stop watching it after the 3rd season?
I think I only watched 2 seasons.
Okay, great.
Let me see what I put on
That's all I care about.
I think somebody was telling me that like the anime is good up until a certain point, but they ruined the ending. You got to like read the ending in the manga. I think they changed it.
Yes. So season 1 and 2 were about one character, and then season 3 and 4. Was there 4 seasons? I don't remember. But then it completely changed, and it was like about different people, and it was weird. So I stopped watching it. But I just wanted to know if other people felt that way.
Yeah, I know I've seen the first 2 for sure, but I don't think I've seen it about anyone else.
Okay, so
like all I remember is Kaneki. So
okay, great. So you didn't soil. It didn't soil
Yeah.
your vision of the show. I don't know why they did that, but okay. But then what about yesterday? Wasn't the villains ball yesterday?
Yesterday, it was the villains ball was yesterday. Oh, and I've been playing Zelda too. So yeah, been doing that. But yeah, the villains ball yesterday. I went in my nice Muzan get up,
Okay.
leaning more towards like a Michael Jackson fit. I have some pictures somewhere. I'll send them to you guys. But I actually didn't take that many because I came by myself, so it's hard to get some pictures by myself. But in the hotel, I took some pictures before I went, and then they had like photo booths in there, so I got a couple of those. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. There were some creative cosplays in there. Well, not everything was cosplay. Some people were in like actual ball gowns and stuff. Like someone
Really?
came as I think like Queen Elizabeth or something like that. So she was in like a like that time period appropriate get up.
You're gonna
It
wear
was
a
actually
Queen Elizabeth gown to the villains ball? That's
there was
pretty
some
funny.
they pulled some deep villains out. So yeah, there was like
That's hilarious.
someone was Aku from Samurai Jack. So she had like a
Nice.
dress on with like some green something, and then she had just had an Aku mask. And then Oman from Legend of Korra, somebody was Oman. So that was a really unique one. They had like a costume contest. So the person that won was Dobby from My Hero
Nice.
Academia. Yeah, so it was a gender bend version. So it was a lady with a dress on, but she had the makeup with like the staples under his eyes and like around here. A couple people came as the Joker. There were like 7 people that came as Cruella de Vil, and then they had like a
That's not,
I don't know what they called it, but yeah, there were so many people as Cruella de Vil.
They stood
That's
around
awesome.
and pointed at each other like the Spider-Man meme.
Nah, they did like a dance off to see like who was the baddest Cruella de Vil. So
Oh,
it was
wow.
yeah, that was funny. But yeah, there was a lot of really good cosplays. There was Black Lady from Sailor Moon. That's who Rokoi
Oh,
from
nice.
Plus Ultra she went as.
Nice.
Yeah. There was another Muzan in there. He looked more like closer to the anime, and then someone dressed as like the lady version of Muzan because at one point Muzan appeared as a woman, so he had like this fancy robe on. And that robe was so nice. But yeah, it was some good character. And Doflamingo from One Piece. There was a couple of Doflamingos in there.
Nobody
Yeah,
went as Aaron?
Somebody actually was Aaron, and he was in the
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So when he was walking across the stage thing, they were like, "You did nothing wrong." So they were cheering for him. Aaron was in there. Who else was in there? It was a lot of
Oh my God.
really good cosplays in there.
That's so
Poison
dope.
Ivy. Someone was the Riddler. That one looked really good. Couple Joker. Even there was even someone dressed as Bane in there, and that was pretty dope.
Nice.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I should have grabbed more pictures. But yeah, I mean it was an open bar thing. I had my hands full. I was double fisting in there. I was going crazy. Yeah. Somebody walked up to you, they're like, "You're a villain for real, drinking like that." I was drinking. So, but
It
no
sounds
hangover,
really
thankfully.
fun.
Yeah,
Yay,
I was
that's
hydrating
good.
all day.
That's good.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. The music was really good. They had performances beforehand too. So there was an aerial acrobat, so like the drape things that come down from the ceiling. Someone did that, and then there was like a fire dancer who had like the fire sticks and hula hoop thing. So they did that as well. So
Nice.
it was a lot of fun. So it wasn't just like a dance party. It was like an actual show involved too. So and the food was good. There were some desserts. Oh man, the desserts were so good.
The desserts sound like they were good. Well, any dessert sounds good to me. It sounds
Yeah.
fun. I wish I could have gone. I need to definitely go
it
to
was
like
so much
their
fun.
next. I keep saying I'm gonna go to like their next one, but I actually have to go to like one.
Nobody was a troll and came dressed as a hero.
Nah, there weren't any actual heroes in there. I'm trying to think of like another deep cut villain. Let me pull up what pictures I have. But yeah, for the most part, everyone was on theme as villains. And they had an inflatable oh gosh, I can't think of the lady's name now, but the bad guy from Little Mermaid. Ursula. Yeah, they had an inflatable Ursula in there. So yeah, it was really dope.
Yeah,
That
doesn't
sounds
that
fun.
movie come out this week? Or
It does. It does come out. I'll be seeing it on Wednesday. I'm very excited.
nice.
Oh yeah, there was some Bride of Chucky in there.
Really?
Someone came as Princess Azula. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Candy
'Cause I
Woman.
feel like Candy. Who's that? Oh, like from like Candyman.
Like Candyman, yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
instead they did it like a woman
Yeah.
version. Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Well, that's
a lot of
cool.
One Piece characters. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that some people came dressed up like not as like an anime, like specifically anime or like a
Yeah.
Disney villain, like a
Yeah, there was
real,
like
a horror movie villain. That's
Loki
cool.
in there.
Yeah.
Even Scar from Lion King. Like, have you ever seen
Really?
that the personified Lion King characters? And then like someone came as Scar, like that version of him. So we had the suit on and the locks. It was
Oh
really
wow,
dope.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
On that's how they do it on Broadway. It's dope.
Yeah, so it was a lot of really creative cosplays in there, or costumes or outfits, whatever you want to call them. There was some creativity on display. I was definitely
That's
excited
awesome.
to see.
Awesome. Shout out to Plus Ultra Entertainment for
You didn't have any Thanos or any Kangs.
No Kang. There was Loki for sure.
Someone should have painted themselves purple and came as Thanos.
No high evolutionary.
No, I didn't see no high evolutionary.
Okay.
But yeah, their events always sound super fun. That sounded really fun.
Oh yeah, I don't know what the next one is, but I will probably be there.
Oh, so wait, what did you have? Did you have to do anything as a featured villain, or were you just there, like
promote it mostly? Stand around, look cool. I think that's what I was supposed to do. I mean, that's what I was doing anyways. I was going to do that regardless. So, but yeah, mostly promotion. I had a promo code for the event, so people could get a discount on the ticket price if they use the code.
Nice.
But other than that, pretty much just promotion. They sent me the box. It was like an invite that I opened up. So I did an unboxing. So that's posted on my Instagram too. But yeah, other than that, I think I fulfilled my duties. No one's complaining about anything. So I mean, I think I gave them so as a feature villain, like I got a free entry to it. But I think part of that was, you got to do the promotion part. So
yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's awesome. Look at James.
Yeah,
He started cosplaying
got some cool
and now
photo
he's
shoots
famous.
in there too.
Featured
I
villains.
wouldn't say all
events.
that, but
well, I would. I would say that. I feel like that's true. But yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's get into some news. My transition was bad again. I have to get as good as James with transitions. Still not there yet. Still not there.
It's a work in progress.
I know. Sometimes I'd be trying to like stay quiet to leave the opening for you, but it takes too long.
I gotta take note.
But anyway, Sony has announced a PlayStation showcase, and that is happening this week. Well, let me see what day it is when this podcast comes
May
out.
24th.
Yep.
Yeah, May 24th, which is tomorrow if you're listening to this podcast on Tuesday. So
everybody listens the day it drops.
Yes, I hope so.
Because they got the notifications turned on.
And if you don't, then you should. But yes, so the showcase is happening on the 24th. It's gonna start at 1 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. And it's gonna run for a little bit over an hour on PlayStation's YouTube and Twitch channels. And at this showcase, they're offering glimpses at upcoming games from big developers and indie developers. Some people are speculating that we were gonna get a mid-console drop, and I'm like, I don't really think we're gonna get like a mid-console drop, but okay. Okay. But people are expecting that we'll see some gameplay footage from Spider-Man 2, which supposedly comes out in the fall, which is like right around the corner, but we haven't seen anything for it yet. So hopefully they show us some extended gameplay at this showcase. And then I don't know if there's any other highly anticipated games that we're expecting from PlayStation right now. Oh, Wolverine. I would like to see some gameplay from that. When's that coming out?
For sure. I think it's at 2024.
Ugh. But they should be dropping. Now we're like almost in the middle of 2023, so they should be like dropping a trailer or something for that, like at this.
Yeah, give us something.
Yeah.
If the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is a Sony exclusive, PlayStation exclusive, that one's gonna hurt.
Well, Sony is known for their exclusive games, so. I'm sorry, Jaja.
It's all right.
Yeah. There's something for you Xbox fans, though. The Xbox Big Summer Game Showcase is going to happen June 11th. So it's probably like 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
Yes. So they better have some big stuff lined up.
Well, what are you expecting from them?
Starfield. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm expecting them to announce the release date for Forza, the next Forza installment. Hopefully we get some Fable news. Like, I want to hear about the exclusives coming out, the blockbuster AAA stuff. They gotta, and sprinkle in some, little stuff in there, maybe a surprise drop on Game Pass. That's what I'm expecting. But hopefully they deliver. They have to deliver something more than Starfield, definitely.
Yeah, well, you should tune in because the game showcase is the first thing, and then immediately after that they have a Starfield Direct, so it'll be talking all things Starfield.
Wait,
so
do they really?
It has its own separate show, so I'm assuming they have a lot of stuff to present besides Starfield. If Starfield's getting its own thing,
they have a whole show just dedicated to one game. That's so crazy.
Yeah, and I'm still not excited for
Yeah.
it.
The gravity of this game, Shannon, it's crazy.
Like
I
a
really
whole
don't. I
hour
really
show?
don't understand the hype.
Why not?
I-
Tell us. Tell us why.
because there's games like that already, and it doesn't like. And I don't see anything new coming out of this game. Like I've been playing No Man's Sky, and I'm like, this game better be better than No Man's Sky.
Hmm.
Like I see it like as a No Man's Sky, maybe with like some Borderlands mixed into it. But if I can't take off from a planet, go straight into space, no loading screen, and land on a different planet, go in a hyperspeed, because you can do this in No Man's Sky. I
Hmm.
can get in a spaceship, leave a planet, go into space, travel hyperspeed to another planet, and land, no loading screen.
Mm. That sounds fun.
So, yes, No Man's Sky
Okay.
is crazy. It's a really good game. It's like
Well,
adult Minecraft.
are you gonna be watching Starfield Direct?
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. I
Mm.
have to watch it. I have to. I got to see what the hype is about, and if it doesn't satisfy my expectations, then I'm gonna have to come on here and talk about it.
Okay. Well, that's in a couple weeks. I will be watching the PlayStation showcase, and I'll report back on that.
Because with
Yeah,
all
this
these
coming week.
studios that they've
Yeah.
acquired, they should have some things to tell us. I think I was watching something and they were saying that like they're not gonna be saying, oh, all these games are coming out next year on Xbox. Like they're gonna not do it that format. And there's rumors are that there's games on there that aren't even coming out next year. Like they're further out. So
Mhm.
hopefully they have a mix of stuff coming out now. Hopefully more now stuff than later. But
No one wants to
Yeah,
see a showcase where they're just talking about games coming out 2 years from now. That sucks.
right.
absolutely not.
You got
Hopefully
the
you'll get some
holiday
stuff.
season coming up. Hopefully it's gonna, excite us for that.
Yeah.
And they're talking about like a mid gen refresh coming, like a new Xbox and PlayStation. They said the dev kits are already out, so
Really?
maybe they'll announce that. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah,
Is that like
the
a rumor
rumors
that the
are.
dev kits that's a rumor that the dev kits are out?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
the game developers haven't confirmed it. I don't think they
Yeah.
can confirm
No,
it
no, 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 no.
like legally. So, but it's
Yeah.
just a rumor that they received dev kits for the new
Interesting.
two mid generation refreshes of the consoles. So,
It's just so
and
funny to me that like PlayStation 5, like you're just now able to like get one like freely, and they're already about to drop, if they are, and they're planning on dropping a mid-gen console. I feel
we're
like
3 years in.
I
Like
know, but
that's
like really
crazy.
we're only 1 year in because they were so hard to get the first 2 years.
True.
So I
And that is
feel
kind of
like
weird because there's a lot of support for the previous gen still. Like they need to just cut that off. I'm even
yeah.
in agreement for that. Like stop supporting though. Like not stop supporting it, but stop coming out with new games on that because you're sacrificing the performance for people who have the better stuff. You know what I mean? Like they have to
Mhm.
accommodate for the previous gen systems. I think that's something that we need to let go of.
Mhm. But yeah, I'll be very interested
Yeah.
if they actually come out with new gen. I'll be very surprised by that in this showcase. It's interesting. I guess we'll
Well,
see.
Bethesda, we'll see what you got, Bethesda.
But
What's
like,
There's
what's
up?
it?
there's nothing to be excited for right now because I have to be excited for this showcase. I have no choice but to be excited for this showcase.
Well, I hope
Well,
that something makes you excited in the showcase, Jaja.
Let's do it, Microsoft. I believe in you. I believe in the
yeah.
green.
Has Microsoft
eh,
been focusing too much on gaming for everyone and not enough on their actual games? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just think I think they're focusing on games because of all the studios that they're acquiring. I just want to see the products but I don't want to rush them at the same time. You know what I mean? I want them to make some really good stuff. Like, something like Sony, I can admit that you guys have high quality games that look fun as hell to play. So we need some of that. Just come out with the bangers.
Well,
Well, we got
speaking,
some good news on the litigation side. There is now 37 countries in support of Microsoft's Activision Blizzard buyout.
Yeah.
This is still going on. So the $68.7 billion merger has been cleared in China now.
And how many countries? I'm sorry, I didn't realize that they needed sign off globally from countries for this to go through. What else do they need before this becomes like a thing? I don't get it.
I think so far the only country that has rejected them is the UK. So there's people saying that they can just stop doing business in the UK, or they might pull some of Activision's catalog off of like from
But
the UK. But yeah, that's the only people objecting it, and they're appealing it right now. So who knows? It might get overturned.
I'm confused though, because it said so 37 countries approved it. How many countries' approvals do they need? I guess that's the part that's confusing to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, it was blocked by a like anti-competitive kind of thing. So someone
Yeah.
said that they're going to be creating a monopoly. So I think the countries that are kind of signing off are saying like, hey, we support this. We don't think it'll build a monopoly. So they're kind of just joining in support, like in solidarity.
Okay, well, this has been ongoing for like a year at this point, almost. I don't even know how long. So we'll see. We'll see what happens after this. I mean, I want to say that it feels like it's getting closer to a final decision, but we'll see. I don't think it'll be a monopoly either, despite what Sony thinks. I think it'll be fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, it was the UK's Competition and Markets Authority that blocked it. So I mean, I'm sure Sony is tag teaming it with them. They're the Hardy brothers or something right now, but
yeah, so we'll keep following this on its slow journey to either success or failure.
Yeah, something's got to happen.
Yep.
I need World of Warcraft on my Xbox.
Well, Jaja, you're not getting it anytime soon.
Nope, doesn't look like it.
James, give us an update on your playings of Breath of the Wild. Have you gotten much further since we talked last week about it?
It's really hard to tell. Like I'm completing missions, but now my missions are like kind of vague, so it's hard to tell what my story progression is like. But I'm definitely out of like the tutorial area and I'm just free to roam the world now. But in roaming the world, like the world is so big that I always like I'll mark something and say, all right, I'm gonna go do this thing. And then on my way there, I see other things that I want to do. Like, well, there's a shrine here, I might as well do this. Or there's like I don't even remember what they're called, but like the villain stronghold things that give you access to the new pieces of the map. Like it'll be one of those right in front of my face. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm right here, so I might as well. And then yeah, I keep getting distracted.
That is the problem with big
um,
open world games. That happens to me too.
Yeah. This game is like the map is huge, and then it's actually more difficult than Breath of the Wild was. So they have increased the difficulty for sure. It's giving me I don't want to say Elden Ring vibes, but I'm doing a lot of dying right now. Because most of the enemies can one-shot you easily.
Really?
And then yeah, some of the environmental thing. Well, I only have 4 heart containers at the moment. Well, I have 5 now, but yeah, I have 5 heart containers, but yeah, still some of the enemies can just one-shot you. So you get hit one time, you're dead.
Oh.
And then some of the environmental deaths. So like if you get hit by lightning, you die. If you're climbing up something and it starts raining, you slip off the thing, you fall, you die. So stuff like that. So
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's still a lot of fun. I'm making more machines and vehicles. So I got regular wheels now. First I had like these big wooden wheels. Man, those are so slow. But I have the Zonite wheels. So the good wheels. I don't have a steering wheel, so I can only go straight one direction, stop, turn my thing.
Really? That's so interesting how
I was
intricate
just
the
about
building is. Wow.
Yeah, I was just about to ask how your crafting is going because I've been seeing online the like wacky contraptions people have been making, and it's pretty insane.
People are making some insane things. So there's no limit to like however creative you can be. There's no limit. So there was one point I had to climb up something, but it was slick, and I was like, man, how do I make a ladder? But then there's an ability called Ultra Hand, so you can just elevate an object. So I elevated the object, but then there's another ability called like rewind or recall. So I just I elevated the object and I brought it back down, and then I did the rewind thing while I was standing on top of the object. So then it was like an elevator. So yeah, that actually worked pretty well. And then some of the things, like there's like a flying machine that it only flies while it's in the air. So I'll do like lift that into the air, then do the recall while it's in the air, hit the rockets, and then start flying, so you can make some lift artificially on your own. But yeah, it's the creativity is kind of limiting because it's like, all right, there's too many possibilities. How am I going to do this? Then you start blending your possibilities, and then you get confused. So you got to have a clear direction of what you want to do here.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot. Like I feel like
it's a whole lot.
I feel like I would be overwhelmed by that.
Yeah, and I don't even have all the crafting things. So there's like a hot air balloon thing. There's some other things, and the steering wheel, of course, and then what else am I missing?
See, you got the rockets.
I do have some rockets. I don't have them in my inventory, but like I can find them. So that's the thing. Like some of the things you can just find on the ground in places, but then there's these like they're essentially vending machines, and then you can get your objects from the vending machines. But yeah, I don't have all these things unlocked into the vending machines yet. So I gotta either find them in the wild or make a makeshift one, and that does not usually go too well.
It sounds crazy. I'm very excited to get to it eventually.
It is.
I'm gonna give myself.
Gonna have a lot of fun.
I'm gonna give myself another 3 weeks before I'm done with Breath of the Wild.
I think you'd be done sooner.
Why are you looking at me? Like, why are you making that face?
I give you 7 days. you need to jump
7 days? That's not possible.
Yeah.
I can't play it. I can't really play it during the week. So because I'm too busy with work.
Yeah,
so the weekend is really the only time I can play.
I'm thinking about getting a Switch just to get the Zelda game. This game is ridiculous right now.
Or you can just invest your money.
Or get the RG app.
That sounds like a better investment for you than buying a Switch. Because like if you're not gonna play anything else on the Switch, you might as well just get that.
Right. Sure.
Not that I'm
ordering it right now.
Not that I'm trying to take away sales from Nintendo or anything. Whatever.
Or the Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck. You're right. I'm loyal to the Steam Deck, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about right now.
Speaking of the sales, though, they just hit 10 million sales. Actually, within 3 days.
Within 3 days. So who knows where it's
Tears
at
of the
now.
Kingdom hit 10 million. Yeah, so
yes,
huge numbers.
Yeah, huge.
At $70
numbers.
for a Nintendo Switch game.
Yes. So they're predicting. So it hit 10 million in 3 days. They're predicting that their haul could be about 700 million. So yeah. But first of all, it sells at $70. The deluxe edition is $130. That's so crazy. Games are expensive. What do you get with the deluxe? What do you get with the deluxe edition? That's $130. It's nuts.
Probably some crafting materials and some gear. I've seen some people wearing some crazy armor in this game too. Like, I just as the little viral clips that I've seen, I'm just like, this game is gonna go. It's gonna be on the internet for a minute.
I see people wearing crazy armor when I watch Breath of the Wild videos too, and I just wondering where they get that stuff because I have not found like any armor like out in the wild. So I'm like, where are people finding these clothes? But James, did you look up what comes in the deluxe edition? I thought you were.
I did, yeah. So it comes with there's a poster, the steelbook, the actual game, a pin set of like brooches, and an art book.
Oh, okay. I guess so.
Interesting. Nothing in game.
Doesn't look like there's any in-game stuff.
Got
it.
Look at that. So it's on track. Oh, sorry, Jaja, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's on track to potentially be 2023's best-selling video game. The only thing that could beat it right now, or the leader that was going into last weekend in terms of sales was Hogwarts Legacy, which is still like bringing in strong numbers, especially since PS4 and Switch are able to get theirs now, and Xbox One are able to purchase theirs now. So numbers are still going up for that game. So it's a competition.
It's the oh my god, what do you call the first place for game of the year so far? You think like it beats Hogwarts?
Well, it could. Well, right now, Hogwarts Legacy was the leader up until last week. This article says so. It could beat it out. I think that this game could potentially beat Hogwarts Legacy.
Even though Hogwarts is on every platform.
Good point. I don't know. I think it's gonna be neck and neck.
Impressive nonetheless.
either way, whichever one of them wins will be fine. Although I think Hogwarts Legacy's numbers are up there like that because of the fan base of Harry Potter. Like the game itself is good, but there could have been a lot of things in it to make it better. But meanwhile, Zelda has a huge fan base just from the games alone and from the success of the last game. I don't know. I think Zelda deserves it more than
And
Hogwarts Legacy.
they've had multiple iterations of the game to perfect it too. Like you're comparing like the 7th version of something to the first version of something. That's kind of
yeah.
Well, imagine they both lose to Starfield.
You think that Starfield could come out mid-year and win best game of the year? That'd be crazy. Yeah. You need to be like,
listen, I hope it does. Let me be positive. I was about to be super negative.
When is that game coming out?
I don't know, holiday season.
Oh, it's definitely not game of the year.
Let's get back to Zelda. What I was really gonna say is that while we're on the topic of Zelda, if they're gonna make a movie about this, they need to give it to Illumination. The same people who did Mario, and don't mess it up.
We'll get to that. We'll get to the movie.
You can't afford to mess this up.
We'll get to the movie in a second. I have things to say about it. I have things to say about that. But yeah, so that's the video game sales doing extremely well, which we all thought it would because it's highly, highly, highly anticipated.
Yeah.
So, and it seems like it was worth the hype and the wait. So that's good. The 6 or 7 year wait that I didn't realize that Breath of the Wild came out so long ago. I feel like time is flying in a way that doesn't make sense to me. But
for sure.
And
you'll be playing it within 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, I said 3. 3 is the deadline I gave myself.
Dang. I tried, Jaja. I tried to shave a week off, man.
2 weeks definitely not possible. 3 weeks more realistic, yes.
Watch it next week. She's gonna come in here and say, I bought the new Zelda. I've been playing it. I'm 7 hours in already.
No, I will not. I will not buy or play the new game until I finish the first one. That is my solemn vow.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will not feel
we'll hold you
right.
to it.
I would not feel right starting it without having finished the first one.
Okay.
Before we get into like Zelda movie stuff, because like that's actually maybe we could talk about it now. We'll talk about it now since we're already talking about Zelda. So yeah, the Tears of the Kingdom creators, which we already prefaced a little bit, they're interested in a movie after Super Mario Bros. Success. But my question about this is this a live action movie that they're interested in or an animated movie that they're interested in?
Good question. That's a great question.
Because I think
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I would keep it the same style as Mario.
Animated.
Yeah, as close to video game form as possible.
I don't know. I think that Zelda could make it in live action.
I think it could too.
It'll be kind of like a Rings of Power, Game of Thrones type feel to it. Like I feel like that's the kind of vibe it would have.
That's an interesting question because I could see Zelda easily being good live action. Not easily. Like if you do it good, it'll be really good. But if it's animated, like close to the video, like I don't know. Like Mario, you kind of want to see him in his animated form. Like he's gonna look doofy in live action. But Zelda, they could do something there, like you're saying.
Yeah, no, they could not make up. No, Mario live action could not. It's two different things. But yeah, I feel like Zelda could absolutely work.
And then which Zelda form are you gonna go with? Because there's so many different styles.
Yeah. And also, would this just be would they do Breath of the Wild as a movie first, or would they like? Right? Because that wasn't specified. Ideas. That wasn't specified in here. You can't just make a Tears of the Kingdom movie. I mean, I guess you could, but that would be weird, I think. What about you, James? Would you lean live action or animated?
I'd actually lean animated. Because like Link doesn't talk, so imagine someone on screen not talking. They got to be a little bit more expressive. So like Boji, like he doesn't talk, but it works. I think it would have to be more along those lines. Because you got an actor on screen trying their best to be expressive without talking. Then that's a good point. I think you'd lose some people.
Do you think?
I don't know, because Boji talks. He just doesn't make words. You know. Like
Yeah,
Zelda
Link
really just
is
doesn't
completely mute.
talk. It's gonna be an easy job for the actor, I guess.
But I feel like Boja's a little kid. I feel like it kind of works that he doesn't talk because there are then people surround. I feel like they would have to make a lot of tweaks to the game story in order to make, if they're gonna like follow through with him not talking, because it's literally just about him. He's not like traveling with anybody. It's like him by himself. So how
So
would that work?
Do we want Zelda to talk?
Yes. I feel like that's the only way it would work. Like, imagine watching an hour and a half movie with him. I don't think it would work the same as.
Do you wish he talked in the video games? Like,
No,
do you
the
think
video
that would
game
make
is
for-
the video game's fine. It doesn't matter if he doesn't talk. But I feel like it doesn't work as well as oh my god, I forgot the name of the show. What's the name of the show?
Ranking of Kings.
Yes, thank you. I feel like it doesn't work as well as Ranking of Kings because there are not a lot of characters surrounding him, like when he's doing, like when he's just, I don't
He's
know.
out fighting goblins solo.
Yeah.
Like even Grand Theft Auto 4, when the guy didn't talk, it was like kind of awkward a little bit. It's like, yeah, say something to these guys. They just making you do all these missions and stuff. You're just not going to say nothing back.
So yeah, he would have to. I feel like he would have to talk a little bit. But we'll see if this even happens. Who knows? They just said that they're interested in it. But I feel like a Zelda movie would do very well in the theaters just because people would be interested. Whether it's good or not is a different story, but they'll get a lot of people in like at the opening because I feel like Zelda has a large fan base.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but hopefully they don't do it just for the cash grab and they actually invest some time and effort and pay the writers and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a whole other thing. So
Oh man, my transitions suck, man.
No, that was better than anything. That was better than anything I would have said, probably.
That was trash.
No. That was better than anything I would have said. I think it was good. It was good. So yes, now that you've transitioned and now I'm messing up the transition. It was in the news this week that Seth MacFarlane and the showrunners at Family Guy and American Dad are walking away from the show until the Writers Guild gets a new contract. So if you were seeing just the headlines of this, which was me until I actually opened an article, it made it sound like he just quit the show in general. But then you guys just make sure you actually open an article and read it. Because he didn't quit.
Honestly, I thought he quit the show until you just said that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what the headlines make it seem that way. But no, he apparently is just pausing until the strike is over.
That makes more sense because that's a big deal. If he would have just walked away from both shows just because of this, that's interesting. But yeah, clickbait.
Would both shows even be able to go on if he wasn't a part of it? I don't even know.
They would just suck after.
Yeah. So yeah, the writer's strike is still ongoing, and more projects are shutting down, and more people are walking away. And even if it doesn't directly affect them, like I don't think, like a lot of shows are standing in solidarity with the WGA. So this is just another effect of the things that are happening. So you won't be seeing any new Family Guy or American Dad episodes while this writer strike is still going on. And
unless they use AI.
Jaja, stop. Stop doing this. Stop it. Stop. We can't encourage this.
Give me a Family Guy episode written like Seth MacFarlane. Keep playing with this AI.
You're the one playing with the AI, not us. What week are we in this writer strike? Let's see.
Got to be about a month in now, right?
Well,
I wonder how this is gonna affect like shows coming out. Like everything's gonna be pushed back. Like,
oh yeah, everything's gonna be pushed back.
Are we just gonna get no new seasons and stuff for the next year?
Yeah. It began on May 2nd, so it's been a couple weeks. It hasn't been a full month yet. But just about we're approaching a month. So it says that the last writer's strike in 19 oh no, not the last. The longest writer's strike was in 1998, lasted 153 days. So we'll keep an
They
eye.
weren't playing around.
No. We'll keep an eye on her. So we're about to be in a month in this one, so we're about to see what happened, Jaja. What were you about to say?
I was gonna say at least they finish writing the next season of Game of Thrones so that
You mean House of
that's
Dragons?
not gonna be delayed. House of Dragons, yeah.
Are they gonna release it though? That's a whole other
Hopefully.
thing. That's people might not release their shows in solidarity, even if it is written already.
I was about to say, sorry, writers. I'm being very selfish right now. Pay the writers. Pay the
Sure.
writers.
Yes.
I'm in support of the writers.
Pay them and don't replace them with AI. How about that?
Yeah, and don't cancel
I
their
second
shows. Like the Powerpuff Girls live action.
I mean,
For real.
some
Yo,
things
James is
could
the
have been
king.
canceled. That was good.
James,
That was good,
James is
James.
the king.
That's why James is the king of transitions.
Wait,
here.
there was a live action Powerpuff series going on?
Yeah, well, it was in development. We talked
hadn't
about
released
this
yet.
like we talked about this a
Oh,
long
okay.
time ago on the
I
podcast.
thought it was released. I thought they're saying it was released already and they just
No.
canceled it.
It's been in development for many years.
Hmm.
And they finally canceled it.
And those are the girls that were gonna be the Powerpuff Girls?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I'm glad they canceled it.
Well, no. So I'm glad they canceled it because we didn't need this. We didn't need a live action Powerpuff. I don't think that Powerpuff Girls is something that works in live action, and we certainly did not need
if they're like 35.
Yeah, these are not elementary schoolers.
Like,
No.
what is going on?
No, this is absolutely something that we did not need. So I'm not upset that it was canceled.
Girls.
They do.
What? No. Yes, cancel this.
It is canceled,
Oh my
Jaja. Don't
God.
worry, it's canceled. No, but we didn't need this. We didn't need this. So development of the series suffered due to several reworks and recasts, with the script being rewritten more than once. One of the copies of the script was also leaked online, which created further backlash against the reboot's development.
Wait,
a pilot episode was filmed but was never released to the public.
It says it was going to be a more gritty and dark themes, so it was going to be like an adult Powerpuff Girls.
But we don't need that. The
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls
Yes,
is not
we don't
just
need
create.
that. No.
Just create an entirely new show at that point. Like we don't need to see a darker version of the Powerpuff Girls.
Why would we want a dark version of the Powerpuff Girls? Can somebody explain this to me? I'm so confused. Why?
That may have been an AI suggestion.
We don't need a live
Not
action.
everything needs to be dark and gritty.
It doesn't.
All right.
It doesn't. It absolutely does not.
What a dumb idea. Now these writers. Nah, I'm kidding.
But yeah, because this like says a lot. If the script had to be reworked multiple times and rewritten multiple times, it's obviously a sign that it wasn't going to work. It just wasn't.
It was not meant to be.
It just was not going to work at all. So yeah, it got canceled, and that yeah.
How about you keep it lighthearted, kiddie, and make the girls about what? What are the Powerpuff Girls? Make them like 10 to 13 years old, maybe, or maybe even younger than that. I don't know. But keep it a kid show. We don't need a dark, gritty Powerpuff Girls.
No, we don't.
Not even a teenage. Well, maybe a teenage version, but not an adult. Please, no. Stop.
I mean, if they want to reboot the Powerpuff Girls, just reboot it. Just reboot the show like an animated show. Like you don't, even though you guys know how I feel about reboots, but like, but I also feel equally.
I think they did that though. I think they came out with a new Powerpuff Girls like animated series.
Yeah, they did
briefly.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, whatever. Not saying that I would watch it because like I hate reboots, guys. But I'm just saying if they were gonna do anything, but it's already been done, I guess. But then they just shouldn't have done it. So that's just resources wasted.
Fun fact here: the Powerpuff Girls are 5 years old.
Oh, yeah.
I just looked it up.
Young. Like, yeah, keep it that young.
Yeah, they're kindergartners. Because I remember one episode they're like having nap time at school, and I was like,
yeah, they were in kindergarten fighting crime.
Powerpuff Girls was dope.
Yeah, I
as a
like Powerpuff
cartoon
Girls.
when I was younger. They were dope.
I feel
Keep it
like
like
when we talked about this show a long time ago, I feel like this was supposed to be, I read that it was supposed to be like a continuation of the animated series where just like they're just grown up now and like resentful of their superhero lives. I think that's what I remember reading about this show when we talked about it the first time. Which just
They could have kept that one in the chamber.
For real. For real. I would rather see since they're 5, make them like 8, and let's have 8-year-old Powerpuff Girls now. Like, why we gotta go straight to adults?
I just don't think the concept of Powerpuff Girls works anymore in this time. Just leave it alone. Leave it back in whatever year it came out, the 1990s or early 2000s. Leave it back there where it worked. Don't bring it over here. But yeah, canceled. Good. Just added to the list of other things that are being canceled. We skipped over my discussion topic because
I think we should come back to it because not everything needs to be made into a movie or a show.
It was my discussion topic when we talk about Zelda potentially being turned into a movie. My discussion topic around that was like, are the concept for video game movies actually good or / necessary? Like, do we need a Zelda movie? Like, it could be cool, but like, do we need one? I think the answer
it only works if there's like good stories. So not just like because the character is iconic, but like the story has to actually be good for it to work in movie format. Because something has to be gripping. Because like if it's just an iconic character and you're just having fun bouncing around the world as whatever character, then that's one thing. But to watch a movie hour and a half long of that and you're not playing or interacting with it the same way you did in the game, I don't think that will work. At least for me.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs to be like a 50-50 combination of good story and fan service that's not corny. Like the way Mario did it was like perfect. The story was like enough to keep you engaged, but then it was just fan service city in Mario. Like they did it perfect. Like
They did.
almost every scene reminded you of something in the game, and then it didn't take away from the story. Like it made sense in the story the way they mixed it in. So I think they do it like that.
What about movies like Sonic? Because I've never seen Sonic. So was Sonic good, or was Sonic unnecessary? Great. Really?
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings about Sonic. I think the second one was better than the first one.
Okay,
so James, I remember.
Tell me what made Sonic great. What was the formula? Did they have the formula that Jaja just talked about? Good fan service and good story?
Yeah, it was a blend of the two. So they had good fan service in there. So good moments that from the games that you're like, okay, I remember this, or like even just the locations. You're like, okay, this looks like an IRL version of such and such. So stuff like that is what made it enjoyable to watch.
Okay.
And then of course the fan service, and then how like post credit scene, there's speculation of like, oh, if they do the next movie, they could include so and so. So then you get dope post credit scenes like that. So I think that's where the fan service kicks in the high gear, is when you want to speculate about new movies or even just telling the story. Like you can drop the fan service in there and make it make sense.
Okay, yeah. So does that formula apply to everything, or are there some things that are just over the top? Because I found this because when I was looking at the Zelda article, or the Powerpuff Girls article, sorry, I saw an article from 2022. So who even knows if this is still a thing, about a live action Pac-Man movie in the works from Wayfarer, Bandai, and Namco. This article is from August of 2022, and I just Googled it again to see if there's anything more recent on it, and I think it's still coming. Now, does a live action Pac-Man movie sound appealing to any of you?
Yeah, so that's one of the ones where it's like, what even is the story of Pac-Man? Like, why would anybody want to see that? Because I'm not going to be interested.
That sounds like it's going to be a flop.
What is the story of Pac-Man?
What is the plot? I need a trailer.
Yeah, what are you going to be doing?
Yeah, so I think it is still happening, but maybe it's just in development. The last time, so there was an article in February of 2023 about it last, so I think it's still happening.
Watch the trailer be fire. Yeah, I'm kidding. I don't know what the heck
Yeah,
that's
no,
going. I
that,
mean, there was a story of Pac-Man in the game. They used to show, Pac-Man meets Miss Pac-Man, and then they have the little Pac kids, and then they go around eating ghosts, and the ghosts have names. I think they're like Susie and.
Is that a plot though, or is that just things happening? Because I feel like
It's a
that's not a
starting
plot.
point.
I feel
I feel like that's more context than plot.
but there
Trying to
was a
shoot through some
Pac-Man.
bail.
There was a Pac-Man game where you like walked around in like an open world setting.
Yeah, there was a
Because
couple
what
that
was
they
the plot?
tried.
What was the plot of that game? I don't
You
remember.
just
It's
run
been
around.
so
It's the
long.
same thing as Pac-Man. You run around town eating, getting little pebbles, and then you try to stay away from the ghosts until you can eat the ghosts. And then you
Okay,
eat the
so there was
ghosts.
no story plot there either.
No, none.
Okay, so like, I
Absolutely
don't.
not.
What gives these developers must really be bored. Oh wait,
Everyone's going for the nostalgia factor. They're trying to get all the people who've been playing Pac-Man in the arcades. Like they're trying to hit all the watch. It's gonna be like a kids Pac-Man movie. And like the kids today don't know anything about Pac-Man, but they want the adults to come see it to bring their kids. So
the kids today
I don't
really
know.
don't know anything about Pac-Man. And
Absolutely not.
maybe that's the formula. Let's bring these old games that kids today don't play and make them watch the movie so that they can buy the games again.
Or
Receive funding
because
for
the
game
adults
development.
gonna want to see the movie because they used to be into that, and then you know
Yeah, I just think in some cases it worked. Like The Last of Us worked. It became a very good show. Um, what else? According
Ninja
to
Turtles.
Ninja,
That's
well,
one of
yes,
those things that keeps getting rebooted for the new generation, and then the
yeah,
old
that's true.
generation has their version.
That's true. Sonic, according to you guys, I haven't seen it, but I don't know. I never will see it either, so I will never have an opinion on it. What else? What else was a
They could
good?
have did better with Sonic to me, but
Mm.
I,
Apparently,
it's a decent movie.
Dungeons and Dragons was a really good movie. I have not seen it, but it did really well in the
Yeah.
theater.
Didn't World of Warcraft do good in the theater?
That I don't know. I don't know if World of
Yes, one of the highest grossing video game movies, World
is
of
it?
Warcraft.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think it was either number one or number two. And it surprised the hell out of me when I heard about it.
Did you see it?
No, that's why it's surprising. I haven't even seen the movie.
It made 439 million domestically. So,
Do you have the ranking of video game movies?
let's see.
Because
Video game
it was up there before Mario.
box office ranking. Well, now I think. Wait, hold on. Let's see.
Trying to think of other video game movies.
Now it's just the Super Mario Bros. Movie has beaten out Warcraft, in the ranking. And Warcraft is right.
I mean, of course, that's
Yes.
not even a question. I'm just
And
before Mario though. Where was it?
It was Warcraft. The gap is pretty big between Mario and Warcraft. So Warcraft made 439. And then Mario. Oh, okay. So right now I'm looking at the worldwide box office numbers. So worldwide it made 439 million and some change. Mario has hit $1 billion in the worldwide box office. So that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But right under Warcraft is Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Right, yeah, that was another big one.
Under that is
that one was good. I like Pokemon Detective Pikachu was good. I like that one.
Yeah. I remember. I think did I see that movie? I think I did. Right under that is Rampage. I don't know what that game is.
It's the where you pick a monster and you try to destroy the city. It was like an arcade 4-player game.
And that was
you just
movie?
climb the buildings and then you just smash. Yeah, I didn't see that movie either. Or yeah, I didn't see that.
That was one of the
movie.
ones where like the story was like this probably wouldn't be a good movie. But I mean, it was a fun game, but like the story just wasn't really there. There could have been a story, but
I feel like you could turn that into like a Godzilla type movie.
Interesting.
And they probably did. It sounds like.
I'm just gonna go down to 10 here, see where we are. Next, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is right under Rampage. So that's at number 5. And that made 405 million in the worldwide box office. Then under that, number 6 is Uncharted. I didn't see Uncharted. Did any of you see Uncharted with Tom Holland?
No, I did not. I couldn't.
Okay. You couldn't see it because you didn't want to.
No, because he was Spider-Man. I can't watch you be Uncharted kid right after I watched Spider-Man. No,
it did come out relatively soon after Spider-Man did. You're absolutely right about that. But I feel like you should be able to. You should be able to separate him from Peter Parker.
It was weird. I didn't like his acting, but from the trailer, I didn't like the way he sounded in that movie.
Okay.
It was just it threw me off.
Okay. But that made
And
400.
Mark Wahlberg is the. Let's keep it going.
Okay. Right under that, so number 7 is the Angry Birds movie. I forgot they made Angry Birds movie. Another example.
The Angry Birds movie was funny.
Really?
Yeah, I think I watched it. I think I watched that movie. That shit was hilarious.
Okay.
I think it was laugh out loud funny from what I remember.
Seriously?
Yeah, like no lie. I swear to God.
Okay. Under that, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. I forgot that was a movie too, because that came out in 2010.
I don't remember seeing that.
It was in 2010. That was a long time ago. Jake Gyllenhaal was in this movie. He looks horrible, so I'm surprised that this is even
Definitely
in the top 10.
didn't see that.
Number 9, Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one. So yeah, that didn't do super well when it first came out, Ben. But I guess there was more hype building for the second one. And then number 10.
The second one was definitely better than the first one to me. I don't know if you agree, James.
Yeah, for sure.
And then number 10, which is last. 2017's Resident Evil: The Final Chapter.
Did you see that?
I think I did. I saw one Resident Evil movie in theaters, and I think that this was it. No.
I feel like Resident Evil was one of the first big game movies that they tried to do.
Yeah, I saw one of the Resident Evil movies in theaters. I don't remember which one I saw.
Does it say when it came out?
2017, this one.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not talking about that one then.
I don't remember which one I saw, but I saw one of them, and it wasn't bad. But I don't have anything to compare it to because I don't play Resident Evil games, because I don't play horror games. So, but I know that. What? I don't think I'm missing out. I'm missing out on the nightmares I'm gonna have, sure. But I don't think I'm missing out on anything else though. All right, so I mean, okay, so so Mario basically set a precedent here that I feel like will probably never be met again, to be quite honest with you. But we'll see.
So as a follow-up question to this question, are there any video game franchises right now you think that would translate really well into a movie?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts. No, I'm kidding. Don't turn that into
Kingdom Hearts would
I was
be
kidding. I was 100% kidding. No, it would not.
Oh my God.
No,
that's what we need.
Plot, no.
To tie it all together for the people that don't understand, we need a Kingdom Hearts movie. Disney. Actually, that's a layup. A layup.
Do you know how many? God. Well, first of all, Disney doesn't have the exclusive. Does Disney even have the exclusive rights to Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, this is Disney. Everything in Kingdom Hearts is Disney.
It's a Disney Squaresoft game.
All the Disney worlds.
Well, yes.
What is not Disney in there?
It's Disney and Square Inc. Yes, Square Enix. Yes, it is. You're right. It's a combo of the two. Okay. But I don't. Yes.
Oh yeah, there's Final Fantasy in there. I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's a combo of the two. So I don't know if like one. I feel like
right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have to be. I would imagine.
Even though we've moved away, like I don't think in the third Kingdom Hearts, I don't think there were any Final Fantasy characters, unless I'm just forgetting. I don't remember. I could be wrong about that. I don't know though, because the story plot of Kingdom Hearts is so convoluted. Like I was 100% kidding. I don't think it would translate well. I feel like people would just be confused in the movies. Honestly.
Yeah, it would be a trilogy at least.
Are you hyped for the Gran Turismo movie?
Am I hyped for it? No. Will I see it? Yes, probably.
Like before I saw the trailer, I was like, how are they gonna do this? But then I saw the trailer, and by the end of the trailer, it made sense to me what they were trying to do with that.
Mm.
Like it's gonna appeal to the gamers. Like I'm a gamer, and then you go in real life and do the stuff that you did in the game, and then because you practice it in the game, it's like what our parents used to tell us. Oh, I don't want you playing these military shooters because then they're just training you to go into the military and shoot people. I kind of get it.
That is what our parents used to say. But I don't think that's true at all.
I mean, they do use it to train the military, so it's
do they? Oh,
yeah. They simulate stuff in the video games and use it for actual military training. 100%.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about this before you wrap up? I think the message is if you're gonna do this, do it right. That's all.
Yeah. Have a story to tell and not just fan service to drop.
Oh my God. Really bad. Sorry. I just saw Mortal Kombat on here. What a truly terrible movie. See, it doesn't always work,
Wait,
guys.
did you guys see the trailer for Mortal Kombat 1?
Oh yeah, that did drop.
What? Like the game or what are you talking about? A movie?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
Another
new
movie?
Mortal
they're
Kombat.
rebooting. Remember
Oh.
we talked about it? They're rebooting Marvel
Oh,
Mortal
I did
Kombat.
not see it. I did not see
So,
that.
Yeah, check out the trailer. It's dope.
Okay.
It looks exciting.
But all I will say was that the Mortal Kombat movie that came out last year or 2 years ago was
And
horrible. So
if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna have Peacemaker and
Omni-Man.
Homelander, right?
Oh yes, we talked about this.
Yeah. So
Nice. All right.
yep.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us for this latest episode of the Blerdsnerds podcast. As always, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Blerdsnerds, follow us on TikTok, Blerdsnerds_pod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast listening app of choice. And also, if you're a creator in the nerds, if you're a creator in the nerd space and are looking to come on and talk about your work, please email us at blerdsnerds@gmail.com. And if you have suggestions on what you would like us to talk about, email us at blerdsnerds@gmail.com. As always, I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
I'm Jaja.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Peace.